Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chantasama Day. I am here. I'm late, but I'm here. It is the 4th of the month. Every 4th of the month, I do a story time with Dr. Sewer. So you got to tune in later on. I'm going to be doing a story time with Dr. Sewer. I don't know what story I'm going to read today, but stay tuned because it's going to be a good one. I want to thank you for joining Chantasama Day. This forum has gotten to the point where it is reaching so many people, and I didn't know this was going to be the case. I just started this as a way to grieve my son, and it has become, people are texting me, they're calling me, you're not on the sun, where are you, you're not on there. I said, I'm late today. I had a couple things to deal with this day as I rose up from my rest. So I'm here, though. I'm here and I'm ready for the psalm. So I want to, bring, let's see. This is my blue horse. It's a blue horse dress. Okay, you can see the horse. Maybe you can't see the horse, but yeah, you can see the horse kind of on the dress. So it is a blue horse dress. Okay, and this dress wasn't fitting me anymore. I had gotten so big, and now I can't believe it fits. So you can see the horse. It's a blue horse on there, and I love horses. I am looking to buy 2 horses when I get some property in somewhere. But I want 2 horses, a male and a female, and I want them to have you know give me a horse baby. So, and then I'm looking for a mate for my Westie, my West Highland Terrier. He needs a mate. So I'm looking for a mate for him. So we're gonna get started with the psalm. I'm starting a little late today. Um, I lost so much weight, y'all, that this is I have to pull this belt in. That's how much weight came off. So first off, I want to say thank you to my good friend Jade in Barbados for sending me the the book. It's scripture quotations from the Holy Bible, King James Version, and this was copywritten 2020. She sent me the copyright, the publishing. It was published in Illinois, and it's got an ISBN number. So if you want to get this book, let me know. I can look it up and I can send it to you. So for October 4th, out of this book, it's brought to us today by Genesis 1:18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So this is the creation story. Okay. Blessed greetings of love and kindness with great gratitude for the Most High daily. El Sue, you're rocking. And let me tell you, El Sue, I put some of the noonie oil. I had some bumps coming here. I put some of that oil on. It's gone. And then it's just a refreshing smell of it that's healing, as well as the removing of bumps and discoloration and stuff like that. So this oil is amazing. It's a miracle oil, right? So I'm thankful for that. But the psalm today in Chanta Psalm, we have added some few things. Thanks for liking this channel. Thank you. I'm getting the name where we're changing the name from painkiller because of the word killer. Yes, it kills pain, but we don't want to have that word in there. So it's a miracle oil, and I like that name, Ellis. So I'm gonna have to give you some cut of the royalties because you came up with that name, miracle oil, because it is an alternative oil. It's an alternative medicine. Uh, and when I'm ready to make a commercial, I'm gonna let you know because you're gonna be one of the testimonial people on there. It is the most enhancing product that's out there. I don't see any other product that does this, that you can actually put on your skin. It's nature's remedy for the skin. It's and then a friend of mine in Texas, Flower Mound, shout out to Farah, Dr. Bostic, for being part of the encouraging and support of this product, because she has given me, she was the one who said take the killer name out of it. And so I love that. Blessed good morning to you, Connie. Thank you so much for joining Chantasam. I am late today, but we're here. We're gonna get it started. So I'm talking about the product that I have, and everybody that's on here now, I think I've sent you a bottle. So keep using it and keep letting me know. You can take pictures of a before and after to show me, and let me know how it is healing you. What is it doing for you? Some people have knee pain, they have back pain, they have leg pain, and all that. I'm sending it to a friend of mine in Alabama too, because she works at a plant, um, a car plant, where they make cars and stuff like that. So they're needing this oil. So I'm sending it out to folks that have a need for it. Okay. And I'm getting good feedback. So we are here thanking the good righteousness of the Lord for that ability to create a product that's going to help people. I feel that my purpose on this earth is to really be a vessel for people's lives in a positive way, for positive change. I got to go to the gym and work out, y'all, because my arms, ooh, I'm seeing my arms. So I said that yesterday, that I'm going to start going to the gym and working out just to get the energy levels at the place that I want them to be, emotionally, intellectually, and socially. Wow. So Elsu is responding with some feedback that the oil has been made a difference since she's been using it for a week now. You are welcome. You are blessed, highly favored, wonderfully made. And I'm thankful that you are getting a good response from the oil. So, miracle oil, I don't know if there's a name out there like that yet, but we're gonna, we're going to get some copyright done and get the name copywritten so that nobody can use it. And I'm excited about that because I'm getting to meet a marketing team that's going to market the oil, and that's going to create a bottle for it. So we want to have a bottle that it's going to be in, that's going to be appealing and functional, that you can use the bottle after it's done, and you can get refills to refill. So this is my hawk feather that I found while I was walking to campus in the previous semester. So, and then I collect these feathers. Whenever I find a feather, I always have to pick it up. Okay. Yes, I'm weird like that. So I've found these 3 white feathers. Okay. Whenever you find feathers on the ground, that is a sign of you are, on the right track. You just have to stick with it. Okay. And this hawk feather, this is like amazing to find one of these. So on our Friday, what are we going to be thankful for this day as we get into Friday? Okay. We work, Monday through Friday we work, and then we are off. What do we do? What do we do with our Friday and our Saturday? Um, these are things that we have to think about because time is a ticking and time is precious. So when we look at time and our time, what are we doing with that? And the commentary for Genesis 1 is, I cannot see the light, but I know it is just up ahead. I cannot find the way out, but I know that my path is leading me there. So you keep on the right road. I cannot solve the problem, but I know the solution is on its way. So it's an anticipation, and you're not worried. You are okay. I know these things because of my faith in God, who has never failed me and never will. So people may fail you, people may disappoint you, people may hurt you, they may stab you in the back and twist the knife into your stomach. All of that I've said, right? That may happen. However, because we have an advocate, okay, because we have an advocate, that advocate gives us the strength, but it's a two-way relationship. You have to be able to have the works. What are your works? Because faith without works is nothing. So it's similar to Jacob. Jacob had to wait for Rachel, and in that time waiting, he was working. He did his work, right? So the relationship that we are building with righteousness, that is ultimately God, Lord Jesus, Jehovah, Selassie the first, Rastafari, the omnipotent Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, all of this. We are building that relationship with that. Then you can have a relationship with someone here on this earth. But how can you be fully present and able for someone if you are not able for the one that created you to love someone? So I always acknowledge the fact that I love someone because I was first loved. I care for you because I am being cared for. So when people say, I don't care, I said, no, don't say I don't care, because you have been cared for. So you have to care. You may not, that may not matter to you. However, you do have to care because you have been cared for. I hear children say this, I don't care. I don't care. I say, we're not talking about I don't care, because someone has cared for you. Someone has cared for you to put some clothes on your back. Someone has cared for you to put food on the table. Someone has cared for you. So we should care. We shouldn't use that word willy-nilly. We should care. Yes, I have. You see that? That means I didn't get sleep. I didn't get enough sleep. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. So thank you, Jade, my good friend in Barbados, who sent me this today for October 4th, talking about faith. So because of faith in righteousness, you have faith in goodness, right? You have faith that it's going to be a good day. You have faith that's going to happen. However, you have to do the works for it to happen. You have to work and have an attitude that's going to take you to an altitude where you are not in a low frequency, dealing with the low frequency of jealousy, envy, insecurity, strife, back and forth arguments. All of that is low energy. We are higher than that. We are higher than our existence gravitating to the earth. Okay. So that faith in that righteousness is not gonna fail, and it never will, because righteousness is gonna cover the earth as the water cover the sea. So get on that road. I always tell people, you may be angry, somebody did something, you want to get back at them, but guess what? You don't want to fall in the time of judgment when the world and every inhabitant will be accountable and has to be accountable for the things that they do. When you hurt someone that hasn't done anything to you, right, and you break their heart or hurt them by not being honest, or you're being whatever the case is, you have to be accountable to God for that. Okay? When people are in relationships, the husband and wife, and the wife goes out and cheats or whatever, they have to answer because they broke the covenant. They have to answer for that. My son just brought me in some breakfast, you guys. Look at that. He just brought me in some breakfast. I got some cream of wheat, and thank you for the food, the nourishment. I give thanks for the food. The other one, there's one that's already open. Oops. Thank you for the food, and and thank you for the chef. We always want to thank the chef for cooking the food. I took my son out to dinner, his favorite place, Olive Garden, because he got his first paycheck yesterday from his job. So I took him out, and now he's returning that kindness. And we get into it. Believe you that. We can get into it. But once I let my son know, I am not a regular mom. Okay? I'm not. He doesn't even call me mom. Thank you, Elsu. Thank you for that. He is a good son. And I always raise my children that they call me by my ancient name, not even Carla May, my Ethiopian name. And they call me that, and people are like, how they don't call you mommy? I said, who gave me that title? Who gave me that title, mommy? I didn't give me that title. I'm following some kind of doctrine that says that, instead of calling me queen mother, or, calling me something of high esteem, you're going to call me mummy. A mummy is something that's wrapped up in a corpse up, a mummy. I'm not that. I am royalty. I'm a queen. As someone texted me yesterday and said to me, we are queens. And yes, we are queens. So because of that, I have to live that way. So I'm not called mommy. I'm not called that. So because everybody does it, doesn't mean that it's what you should do. Ever since I was a little girl, I remember very clearly, everybody would be going someplace, like the class would be going out to the playground, and everybody would be on one equipment. I would be by myself over there. I'm like, I'm not following the crowd. They all going there, I'm going this way. So I've always been different. I've always been a misfit, I would say. I never fit in with the crowd. And even when I started college in 1987, okay, when I started college, and I never finished because I got married to someone who was already married to someone else. I didn't know he was married to someone else. I mean, I know he was divorced, but I didn't know it legally wasn't, finish. This happens. People are married and then they marry someone else and they haven't gotten a divorce yet. So when that happens, that's called bigamy. And this is what happened to me. Unbeknownst to me, I met the person when I was 16 years old. He was 23 years older than me. So, and my dad said he's a con man. Da, da, da. My dad knew. I didn't listen. So when we look at our life and we look at the things that has happened, we have to realize that we are here now and we can make a difference now. Hindsight is 2020. You can look back at something and really kind of see how it is, what it is, what it was, and the reality of what you did in that moment or didn't do. So when we get to that place in our lives of accountability, being accountable for our actions, we find that it's a revealing of ourselves. We get to learn about ourselves, learn about what we want, what we don't want. And that may come with age, but I see some people younger than me who are there. So age is maybe just a number. So, okay, there was a young lady and her twin 1-month-old boys lost their lives in Hurricane Helene. A huge tree fell into the house. Oh my goodness. This is major. And her 1-month-old twin boys. What? Oh my goodness. So let's everybody that's out there in the storm of destruction, that they're going to be okay, they're going to be safe, because that's Hurricane Helene. It's interesting. The name of the hurricane is, and when it happened on the 27th of September is when Empress Helene, the Roman goddess, the Roman Empress Helene, was the one that found the you posted it on Facebook. Empress Helene found the cross that Jesus was crucified on, and that was found in Ethiopia. So in Ethiopia, there is a lot of firsts that have happened in Ethiopia. So the Roman Empress Helene found this cross of Jesus that Jesus was crucified on. So they celebrate that day. Christians celebrate that day in Ethiopia, but Christians in the US don't. It seems like they don't even know about that significance of that day, the 27th of September, even though it's my son and I's birthday. It is more than just that to me. I don't even celebrate my birthday. I celebrated it this year because I turned double 5, 5. And 5 is a very powerful number. It's an angel number. So turning 5 was significant in my life. And I'm grateful that I could be alive to see it, because some people didn't make 55. Some people haven't even made 50. So it's very interesting that the hurricane is named that, and then this celebration in Ethiopia is happening. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. Thank you so much. And I got some orange juice. Cheers, everybody. I'm grateful that we can learn about the historical significance of Ethiopia and how it relates to Black people in the US. That is our heritage. And a lot of people, Black Americans, shy away from Africa and their African ancestry. They shy away from it because they've been indoctrinated into thinking that Africa is starving people and flies flying around people's faces. The media has perpetuated that lie. Africa is the richest place. It's the most beautiful place. I've never been, and one day I will venture there to do my work with children and families because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to reach as many children and families, supporting them with child development centers and building these centers all over the world. Okay, that is my ultimate goal. So I love that the fact that we can tie this into what's happening in creation right now with the storms, and how these storms and how the weather is directly related to what's going on with people in the world. So thank you, Jade, for spurring on this discussion with Genesis chapter 1, verse 18. And even though we cannot see the light, or we just have to know it's up ahead, right? We have to stay in the light. We have to seeking and keep seeking. I can't find the way out, but I know the path is there. I may be sad today, but I know one day I'm going to be happy. One day I'm going to be, fulfilled with the person that I'm supposed to be with. So I love that that Jade sent me that. Let me find our. Let's find. Wow. You know how these. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's look at the verse for today, y'all. I'm off into some other stuff here. But the psalm today is Psalm 3. And Psalm 3 is directly related to what Jade sent with Genesis 1:18. Because Genesis 1:18 shows the significance of the creation, and we as part of that creation, that we will be saved once we know and we live in the faith of Christ, of righteousness. Having faith that without works is nothing, but having faith and doing the work. Some of you are at work right now. Some of you are just getting off of work. Some of you are, working towards a degree. Some of you are working, whatever work you're doing, all things are working together for your good. So you may be at a job you don't like, but guess what? It's working together for your good. You may be in a relationship you don't like, but guess what? It's working together for your good. You may be at a, some place you don't like, but it's working together for your good. I'm telling you, this happened to me. I was walking to work every single day. That was working together for my good. Flies, gnat. That was working together for my good. Walking every day to work without a car, 20 minutes going and 20 minutes returning. Now I'm driving 20 minutes going, 20 minutes returning to take my son to work. but I had to walk, to work every day. So, but I have the faith to know that that's not going to be the case all the time. I'm going to get a vehicle one day, right? And it happened. I call the vehicle miracle because it's such a miracle that that happened. So when we look at the Psalm today, Psalm number 3, only 8 verses, really quick. We're going to unpack this Psalm because this can probably help somebody out there. It's titled, Save I, O my righteousness. So your own righteousness is going to save you because God dwells inside of there. That righteousness marinates inside of you. So when we look at being saved, we're not being saved from something outside of us. That's going to happen. Something outside of us is going to whisk us up into safety. However, we have to know that our saving grace is coming from us, from our own righteousness, from our own goodness. That is what is going to happen. And where does that come from? There's a source for that. That is the Most High, that powerful, almighty, omnipotent one that that mankind has taken and twisted it right into if you don't do this, you're gonna this is gonna happen, and we have a lot of discrimination within religions. So when we look at the Psalm today, we are saved through our goodness. Okay? When you do good, good comes to you. When you do bad, that's what's going to come to you. So it starts off, all righteousness, how many are my foes? It's not a question, it's a statement. How many are my foes? There's so many people outside of you against you, and even yourself. You're your own worst enemy. Telling yourself you're not good enough, telling yourself nobody's going to want you, telling yourself I'm not going to find this, telling yourself all these negative things. You're the number one foe in your life. You're the number one enemy. Because when you do that, you're pushing away that righteous God inside of you and replacing it with this negative thoughts and negative narratives. I talk about negative narratives. Away with that. Stop with the negative narratives. So once you remove those negative narratives and you replace it with the higher force that is love, compassion, kindness, long suffering, forgiveness, righteousness, all of those positive attributes. Once you replace the negative narratives with that positive attitudes and positive attributes and characteristics, guess what? You can fight now. You can fight with righteousness. You don't have to fight with your curse words, leaving voicemails, cursing people. You don't have to fight that way. That's not the way to fight. You fight using righteousness. That's going to show you and lead you into treating people right so that that will come back to you. But when you treat people wrong, and you find yourself in a wrong situation, you find yourself in hell, is because you put yourself in there. Nobody didn't drag you to hell. You drug yourself to hell by removing God from your life. Stop it. Yes, some people don't believe in the word God. They look and they say it's turned around as dog. They don't believe in the word Lord because everybody can be a Lord. They don't believe in the word Jesus because the name Jesus is a slave master name that was given. Okay, there's a whole history behind that. But that's people's business. If they feel that that name is what they can call that's helping them in their life, call it. Okay? I go into the ancient names, okay, of God. God's got some ancient names. And this is where I seek. I seek for the Ancient of Days. Okay? And in seeking the Ancient of Days, I have that advocate. I have that advocate. So I don't, like I told my son, the heathen don't like the names of God. They don't like the name of God. Um, so when I call Selassie, and we say Jehovah Nisi, Selassie is the same. These are ancient names, and people want to put other names before other names. They're all beautiful names. So when we talk about God, we look at God as outside of us. God is over there. He's up in the clouds. He not, you're like Adam and Eve. He's not watching us. We're going to be, doing these. No, God is watching because you are God. You are that omnipotent presence that's inside of you. Your being, people call it your spirit. You've been given that righteousness from creation. It's when we get into this world is when we go astray because we're so distracted. We got the loving music. I'm going to rub you down and I'm going to slap you up and all this kind of stuff going on. It's about flesh. When I went to Cat Williams' show, that's all the comedians were talking about. Sex, and what doing with this. All they were talking about until Cat Williams came out and then he started talking about these secrets. So people are in that. They're in that flesh. They live in there. We don't have to live in there. We are flesh, yes, but we are also iritical beings where we have irites, meaning we have an eye righteousness. We have two eyes, but then we have a third eye here. That is that spiritual eye, okay? That righteousness. And we don't use it because we like to see what we see in front of us. We don't see beyond that. We have to, so we can get to who we really are and our purpose and our happiness on this earth. We don't have to die to go to heaven. And after we work hard all our life, we die and then we can enjoy our life while we are here on this earth. Okay, I have a friend, she's like, you know what, I'm going to retire. I'm going to get an RV. We're going to go. I said, take me, take me too. Because, that's what I want. I love the outdoors. I love to be outside. I love to go outside. I remember, someone I was with would go fishing and I wouldn't want to go because you're sitting there and I don't want to kill the fish. But being outside, I went one time and it was nice to be outside. I like that. So I enjoy that, cooking outside and having that time outside. So looking at who we are and where we are in the world, we have many that are rising up against. Many are speaking of our lives that we don't have salvation in God, Selah, or Selassie first, or Jesus, there's no Jesus, there's no this. People speak this to your life. However, righteousness is a shield about me. So meaning that righteousness is surrounding me, right? My glory is that righteousness, and that's the lifter up of my head. And who is head of us? Head of us is that Christ. That's the head. Okay? And that head is about compassion, long suffering. You want to keep that in your narrative, in your mind. So we see that that is that shield around you, right? That compassion is that righteousness, kindness, long suffering, forgiveness. That's a shield around you too. You can't just take one piece of God and then leave the rest. You got to take it all. God is full. You got to go full in, full kahuna. Okay? Full in. At night, you got to kneel down beside your bed and talk to God. Talk to your righteousness. That's your lover. Is that beautiful almighty. That's your bedmate. You're married to righteousness. Okay? It don't matter who left you, who did this to you, who did it. Guess what? Righteousness don't leave. Righteousness is going to be there all the way. It's a shield around you and the lifter up of your head. When your head is down and you're sad, righteousness lifts it up. Right? It lifts it up. When you cry aloud to righteousness, righteousness is going to answer you from that high hill. Okay, I've cried many a days. I've cried on here. Okay, about the hurt. I've cried on here. So that cry that I cry out loud, I'm not holding it in it. I'm cry it out. You're going to get an answer. Because I told you all that righteousness holds my tears in a cup, in a bowl, that's going to be poured out on those that made those tears happen. So this shield around is powerful. Do not push that shield away. Don't push it away. Okay? When you lay up and rest, and you wake again, who sustained you? Isn't it the righteousness of the Lord? Right? So because of that, I will not be afraid of many thousands of folks who have set themselves against me all around, calling on, leaving voicemails, cursing me out. F this and F that and F this and F that. And then turn around and call happy birthday. Never apologizing. I apologize. I said, I apologize for anything that I've done disrespectfully. I didn't, that's not me. But I know I haven't done anything disrespectful, but I still humbly offer my apologies, because when people attack you, something you have done that made them attack. So they may be attacking based on their own insecurities, but it's maybe something that you may have done. So I apologize, and I keep it moving. So even though these folks are attacking, you're not going to be afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of somebody calling and leaving these voicemails. What can you do to me? What can you do to me? I'm not afraid that you're stalking my channel, listening to what I'm talking about. I'm not afraid, because verse 7, arise. Who's going to arise? Righteousness. Who's going to save me? Righteousness. And righteousness is going to strike my enemies on the cheek. Bam! And they're going to break the teeth of the wicked. So when you lose some teeth, ain't me hit you. Ain't me gonna hit you. Okay? So you don't have to put your hand to nothing. Look, let me tell y'all something. When somebody does you wrong, leave them. Take them and put them at the foot of the cross, the same cross that the Roman empress discovered in Ethiopia, the cross that Jesus was crucified on. Okay? Evidence right there. Lay the person there and walk away and leave it. Put them at the foot of the cross and let the blood of Jesus drip and drip on them, so that they may be changed, that their hearts may not be hardened like Pharaoh. And God said that he gonna harden some folks' hearts. So you can't fight against somebody whose heart is hardened. They're hardened for a reason, to tell you to step away. Yeah, they're hardened for a reason to tell you to step away. Remember, God isolates us for a season. Okay? I was isolated here on the eastern shore of Maryland by myself, walking to work, and that was for a season. Now my son is here with me. Everything for a season. Okay? Everything has its timing. And in that timing, we are to what? Work and do good. So radochna, sotames gana, we are to do good and give thanks. That's what that means. That's Amharic. When I was speaking that, my sister thought I was talking in tongues. At my dad's memorial. And I was, sotames gana, soradochna. And she was like, you were talking in tongues back then? Like, no, that's Amharic. That's the Ethiopian language. The original language of human beings was this language. So Radokna Sotames Gana. It's a Giz. Gees. Giz. That's the language of the Ancients of Days. So that Ancient of Days, is gonna handle it. You leave people there. They're going to get taken care of and handled. Salvation belongs to righteousness. And what is salvation? Salvation is your future. It's that beautiful future that you're going to have once you stay on the righteous way. Right? That's what salvation is. It belongs to righteousness. Your car going to be paid off, your house going to be paid off. You're going to have a retirement money saved up, and you're going to just be just traveling in your retirement. For me, I'm going to be writing children's books. I'm going to be publishing. I'm going to be creating my products. That's in my retirement. When I retire from the job I have, I'm going to get into another job that is my passions, what I like to do. Even though the job I'm doing now, I love it. I love teaching. I love research. I'm a researcher. And I'm doing some research, and I even reached out to my ex and her new partner for them to be part of the research, and the partner said no. She said happy birthday to me, but then when I asked about the research study, she said no, she's gonna decline. So I said, okay, there's a lot more participants out there who want $350 for their time, and because you're insecure, I guess, you're gonna take your nose off to spite your face. So go right ahead. You're gonna miss out, and that's fine, because guess what? God is separating me from folks. Certain people are not supposed to be in this next season with me. Okay? Some people are not supposed to reap what I am about to reap. Some people are not supposed to be part of what God's blessing is for me. Some people are not supposed to be part of that. Even though I'm sad that they're not, and I want to pull them into it, they're with who they're with, and they're not part of it. So they won't be part of it. And I tell folks that because I don't want to boast or brag, but I know the Most High. I know what I'm working towards, and I have that faith that is going to come into fruition. So salvation belongs to righteousness, and the bless of the Most High of righteousness is going to be on the people, on righteous people, Selah. So salvation belongs to righteousness, and the bless of righteousness is going to be on people. Like this video, please. Those of you who are on here, just hit a like the video. If you don't like it, keep it to yourself. Selah and Selah again. That was the psalm today, and I love it because it gives us a beautiful segue into a beautiful segue into the word today. And the verse of the day, when we look at the verse of the day, it's coming from Proverbs 27. 27 is my number, y'all. It's my number. So the verse of the day is coming from Proverbs today. And I just talked about this. I don't want to boast or brag about anything. And that's what the verse of the day is. And the verse of the day speaks of, do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. That shut me up. That humbled me a little. Proverbs 27, do not boast about tomorrow. Like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and tomorrow we're going to get, I don't know, and tomorrow we're going to blah, blah, blah. Don't boast about that, for you do not know what a day may bring. So what does that mean? Let's unpack that, right? Do not boast about tomorrow. Like, don't worry about what tomorrow has. It has its own problems in itself. So, like, my son is like, tomorrow, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we blah, blah, blah? You know, it's Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. Let's do this. Let's go out. He wants to go to, you know, this place and that place. And I'm like, what? We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. It's got its own issues. So we don't want to boast about tomorrow. So I like that. And that segues into the psalm today, animal bless. Bless the animals. So I always speak of, blessed the hungry is fed, the naked clothed, the sick is nourished, the infants are cared for, the elders are protected, and the animals are cared for and blessed. And today's word is animal bless. I bless and appreciate all animals. That's why I don't eat them. I did eat a turkey burger the other day. I broke it. I was at my wit's end. I was in an emotional state, and I emotionally ate the turkey burger. I'm gonna get it out of my system. And I did. I got it out of my system. But I normally eat tofu. This is tofu, and this is cream of wheat and pancakes. Thanks so much for liking this video. Oh my goodness. Thank you. So, I appreciate all animals. My hawk friend left this for me. And I love my hawk friend because this is a very powerful hawk's feather. So the words today, animal bless, I recognize a divine essence in all living creatures. So why do we eat them? If we recognize that they're divine, why are we eating them? Why did I eat a turkey burger? Because, you know, I grew up eating it, even though I changed the way I eat, but I still kind of backslide into that because we're weak. I'm weak. So, recognizing the divine essence in all living creatures, I bless my pets and all animals with thoughts of love and appreciation. You know, there's a big thing about Haitians eating pets, eating people's pets. When I heard that, I said, well, who started eating animals first? They were eating their pets. The colonialists I'm talking about, the slave master oppressor, they started eating these things. Why do you think in Germany they created the pig? The pig was created from a cat, a rat, and a dog. They took the 3 DNAs of those animals and created the pig. So they can feed the enslaved Africans the entire animal from the snout to the root to the tail. from the snout to the tail, because I grew up eating pigtail when I was a little child. I didn't know this is what I didn't know. They gave me that to eat. Pig. They even would take the intestines of the pig and they would stuff it with blood, the pig's blood, yes. Blood and green onions and stuff it in there, and they would boil it, tie it up and boil it, and they called it blood pudding. Isn't that vampirism? I don't know. But anyway, I ate those things. And those are animals. Those were people's pets. But they ate them. So why are they talking about Haitians eating people's pets when they were the ones? Look, there's some Chinese restaurants that use dog in their chicken. They cut the dog up and they put it in there. Okay? That's a reality. I made a joke one time and I said, look at these, because my ex had a dog, Angel. Angel was a sweetheart. And Angel had puppies. And the puppies came out. You can look at my channel. I have a video of the puppies being born. This was in 20-something years ago. And the puppies being born, and I said, and we had no money it was hard taking care of these puppies. I said, you know what? The Chinese store, they would, I said Panda Express. I said, let's sell the puppies to Panda Express. And, we'll get 5,000 for each puppy because they use it in the, it was a joke. I shouldn't have said that. But my point is that people have been eating pets from such time ago. So now they're creating this narrative about Haitians eating pets. And the word today is about blessing and appreciating pets. So I show my gratitude by treating pets with love and kindness, being responsive to their needs and helping to maintain a safe environment for them to thrive. Like my Westie, he needs a mate. So I'm trying to get him a Westie girl so we can have a mate. So pets bless me. He's a bless with unconditional love and devotion, okay? These pets may be part of a family or those of friends and relatives. So my life is richer because of pets. Like I said, when I started this, I showed you my dress. It's a horse, a blue horse. I want to get 2 horses, okay? A male and a female, and I want them to give me a horse baby. So I started talking about that from the beginning of the psalm about animals. And now the words today is about blessing animals. So wild animals bless me too through their beauty and diversity. I love to go swimming out in the ocean, way far deep, and see a shark or see a whale or see a stingray or see some kind of creature out there in the ocean. People get scared, like, oh my gosh, aren't you scared? No, I'm not scared. These are God's creatures. If there's something bad about me, that they bite me, then I deserve it. What did I do? I got to look at myself here. So I'm not afraid to venture off into the ocean or on a safari in Africa, because of the beauty and diversity that I see. So I enrich myself by appreciating the animals of the air, my hawk friends, the animals on land, and the animals in the sea. Each creature expresses the glory of God in its own unique way. Okay? Like my stingray friend who comes to Hawk's Nest Beach. Every time I'm there, not every single time, but always when I stand in the water and I'm like, my stingray friend, where are you? Where are you, my stingray? Here he comes. Look, my sister didn't believe me until one day she came with me to the beach. I was working at the public library and I said, let's go to the beach. I'm on my lunch break. I'm going to pick her up, took her to Hawks Nest and went in the beach. Here comes my stingray friend. Oh my goodness. He came up and he sailed on top of my foot and stayed there. Oh my goodness, he stayed on top of my foot. I could feel his mouth because underneath there they have a mouth. His mouth was kissing my feet. It was the most amazing feeling. And I stood there frozen, like, because they have that tail can sting you. He was the kindest. He was my friend. So when I look at the psalm today, he expressed the glory of God in his own unique way to me by laying on my foot, kissing my feet. He knew I'm a queen. He's like, let me come to the woman. She's a queen. So I love that word today, because the word today, animal blessed, is being brought to you today by Genesis 1:25, chapter 1:25. And we see in the word today that is brought to you by Genesis chapter 1 verse 25, and Jade sent me Genesis chapter 1 verse 18. Remember, Jade sent me that chapter 1 verse 18. So Genesis chapter 1 verse 25, now we're in the book of Genesis today. Genesis speaks, God made the wild animals of the earth of every kind, and the cattle of every kind, and everything that creeps upon the ground of every kind. And God saw that it was good. So is that why we eat them? Because God saw that it was good? That's a debate we can talk about on the next Chanta Psalm. Thanks for joining Chanta Psalm a Day. I gotta go. It is 10. What time is it now? After 10 o'clock. I started late today. But I wanted, before I go, to share October 4th. And it's about faith. Remember, we started off talking about that. Thank you, Jade from Barbados, for sharing me that scripture from Genesis 1:18 that was supported with a commentary about faith. So I love that when we talk about faith, that these things, that you may not see the light, but it's there. You're seeking after it. That is what faith is. And because of faith in righteousness, you are never going to be failed. You're not going to be, forgotten. So when I look at October 4th, the book of Matthew, chapter 12, faith is to believe what we do not see. And the reward of this faith is to see what we believe. So our reward is going to be what we know to happen, that's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. That's the reward for having faith in what we don't see. You see that? So when somebody is alone and they don't see you, they may not have enough faith to hold on to what they don't see, to have faith that they will see you again, right? And this is what happened with me. My partner didn't have faith. The faith was lacking in terms of what they did not see. They didn't see me. So they went out and met someone. And the reward of this faith is to see what we believe. So if they had waited and they had that faith to know that their reward is they're gonna see me again, it wouldn't be the way that it is now, right? So that's why faith is so important. Faith is a powerful, powerful, powerful thing. I have faith to know I'm gonna see my mom again. Okay? I may not see her right now because she's on the island, but I have faith to know that what I do not see, I'm going to be rewarded with it, once I have faith. Does that make sense to folks out there? I hope it does. Give me a thumbs up or whatever that this makes sense. So that is our daily walk today, about the parables of the king. God's chosen servant. What is God's chosen servant? So Jesus warned the crowd not to tell others about him. This was to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet Isaiah. Here is my servant whom I have chosen, the one I love, in whom I delight. I will put my righteousness on him, and he will proclaim justice to the nations. What did I just say? Righteousness is going to exalt a nation. He will not quarrel or cry out. No one will hear his voice in the streets. So the one that has been put that righteousness in, he don't have to quarrel with folks. He don't have to cry out to folks in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out, till he has brought justice through to victory. In his name the nations will put their salvation and their future. So we see Jesus and Beelzebul, the sign of Jonah, Jesus' mother and brothers, the parable of the sower, the parable of the weeds, the parable of the mustard seed and the yeast, the parables of the hidden treasure and the pearl, the parable of the net, the prophet, a prophet without honor, John the Baptist beheaded, Jesus feeds the 5,000, Jesus walks on the water, that which defiles. So that is for October 4th. October 4th is Matthew chapter 12, verse 15. I think it's a good read. It's a very good read because we look at how these stories reflect our own lives and how what we're going through is revealed in scriptures. So, suppressors of the truth, we have Pharisees that suppress the truth. We have parables that express the truth. And then we have miracles. These miracles that are happening is prophetic. Even the walking on the water, it talks about you of little faith. Why did you doubt? Why did you doubt your relationship, right? You of little faith. So they're in a boat, the storm is coming. And this walking on the water is a very significant story. So I love this, Matthew, the book of Matthew. So let's look at what Max Lucado has to say, because he's got something to say every time. I love it. October 4th, messengers of God's grace. God has chosen you and made you his holy people. Colossians 3:12. You have been chosen. You're a messenger of the grace of God. You are the messenger of that. So when we look at the chosen, we see that they're going to go through hard times. However, Max Lucado says we should be messengers of God's grace. We should be with the poor what Christ would be with the poor. We should be with the lost what Christ would be with the lost. We should be with the discouraged what Christ would be with the discouraged. With the sick, the lonely, exactly what Christ would be. So we are to be what Christ is. And that's why I say some people call Jesus, but they're so far from doing what that one was about. And I ask in all humility and humbleness that people will find the love and compassion and grace and long suffering of Jesus and honestly live that lifestyle. you will see an abundance of goodness come to your life. You will see your relationships improve. You will see yourself improve. You will see so much difference in the way people treat you and how people look at you. Okay? People have issues on their jobs and they're going through stuff with their jobs. It's because of how you're treating people that are good to you. You're going to get treated that same way by someone else. So be messengers of God's grace. Be that messenger of the grace of the Most High, because you have been chosen and you have been made to do that, to be a happy people. Happy people. It's written holy, but I look at that word as happy. When something is holy, it's sacred, it's good, it's nice, it's happy, it's sweet, it's caressing, it's loving and kind. It's like making love, and making love is you reach orgasmic heights when you make love. It's similar to this in terms of being a messenger of the grace of God. You are elevating in an orgasmic outpouring. You are outpouring all that you are, all that God is within you is just overflow. You're just in the overflow. So you have been chosen. Please remember, look at that, I'm spitting up here. Please remember that you are chosen. You are blessed, highly favored, wonderfully made. I want to thank my friends for being there for me during this time of my pain, being Christ-like, they're encouraging because I've been discouraged. They're being with me as Christ would be with the sick, the lonely, exactly where Christ would be. People are coming into my life and being that, and I'm so thankful. I am so thankful. And I'm grateful for my friend in Alabama. Shout out to Gail. Shout out to my friend in Barbados, Jade. Shout out to my friend up here in DC, Marley. These women have really came together to give me strength. Shout out to El Sue, another female strength. Shout out to Connie Batiste, another female strength. Shout out to my mom. My mom told me, do good and good will come to you. That's encouraging. That's what Christ would be with the poor. That's what Christ would be with the lost. That's what Christ would be with the discouraged and the lonely. And that's what Christ would be. And this is what folks are being to me. So my mom said to me, God gonna always send you people. God is gonna send you someone. God is gonna send you someone. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for the ones that have been sent my way. Okay, I'm moving into a house. I'm trying to get it solidified right now. And the realtor is calling because I found a house. And I wasn't going to say it yet, but I'm going to announce it once I get the key to the house. So Max Lucado, I love it. I love the fact that we are messengers of God's grace. And I always feel that I am a messenger of the grace of God. Thank you so much for listening to this Chant Psalm. Thank you so much for joining this Chant Psalm and staying on. We've been an hour now. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for using my oil, the miracle oil, I'm going to call it. Thank you for using my product and giving me feedback on that. That is welcoming because eventually I'm not going to talk about tomorrow because Proverbs says we're not to boast about tomorrow. But I see this. Faith without works is nothing. So my works, my faith is I have faith in the fact that I'm going to see this oil reaching millions of people. Millions of people are going to be healed with this oil. Just rubbing it on, starting your day, and going forward in your life with a sense of healing in your mind and in your body. That's what I want to give. It's not about me getting rich and having $1 million and I got all kinds of, I got a Lambo and I got a Tesla and I got all this. I told my son, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, which car should I take today? So that's the faith I have. I have that faith. And you all are part of this. You all are going to be part of this because this is going to be spoken about the beginnings of this miracle oil and how it began up in the hills where I lived and learned. I lived and learned up in the hills with the Rastafarians. And I learned about myself. I learned who I am and what I am and where I need to be in my life. And I give thanks for all the brethrens and the sisterins that I have journeyed with. I am thankful for them because they have given me something unique that I am now going to be that vessel according to and a messenger of God's grace. That's who I am. I'm a messenger of the grace and compassion, long suffering, forgiveness of the Most High. I am a child of righteousness, and so are you. I'm thankful that you joined me today, and I'm thankful that your lives and your work may be filled with the goodness of God. Have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Chanta Sama Day. I learned a lot about myself during the Chanta Sama Day. I learned so much about what I need to do, how I need to do it, when, and I'm thankful. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining Chanta Sama Day. Have a beautiful day. And remember, stand in love. Don't fall in it. One love for everybody. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful, blessed day, everyone.